When I created what's, I guess, at this point now a movement called Purple Power, I put a name to something this channel had been doing for a while, which is helping people. A collective voice, people getting together and figuring things out and trying to fight for money that is theirs. We had done it with EIDL, we had done it with PUA, we had done it with a lot of things before I moved into stimulus. But as people were not getting their stimulus packages and were being sort of blindsided with very bad bills, I said, hey, there's something going on here. No one's looking out for you. No one's trying to do things bipartisan, and purple represents blue and red. So I said, and of course I was wearing purple shirts, and I said, hey, maybe we should become a little more vocal. And I'm not particularly a very politically vocal person, and a lot of viewers aren't either. But when people aren't given their money, people get very vocal. And that birthed Purple Power. By creating Purple Power, I said, let's get the narrative out. Let's get the narrative out that we deserve stimulus checks. We deserve enhanced unemployment benefits. We deserve rent. We deserve these things. Today, Purple Power achieved two incredible achievements for a channel that's only 5 months old. First, we got the president and the White House and Steve Mnuchin to tell Nancy Pelosi, after months and months and months of saying she's going to do $2.2 trillion or else, don't come to me unless I give you $2.2 trillion or else, the White House said, okay, I'm not. Congratulations, I'm not. And I'm going to do exactly, but not referencing Purple Power, of course, I'm going to do exactly what Purple Power has been saying for over 2 weeks. Purple Power for over 2 weeks has been urging the White House to adopt the Problem Solvers bill, to stay with that adoption, and to reject Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion offer. After the Problem Solvers bill was introduced on a Tuesday, the president said I would support it. But we urged the White House to continue that support, to not move anywhere off of that Problem Solvers bill except for revisions, and to summarily reject anything that Nancy Pelosi was doing. On the same front, we were pushing against congressional members, saying, let's support the Problem Solvers, let's support the Blue Dogs, let's support the New Democrat Coalition so they understand we want the Problem Solvers bill. We continued that same front against Nancy Pelosi and her so-called fans and said, hey, her bill is bad, and when it's introduced next week, reject it. We got ahead of the story last week. We got ahead of the story and we said reject it. And so when she introduced her bill on Monday or Tuesday this week, her plan, as she said in a press statement through Drew Hamill of her office, her plan was to introduce the bill on a Monday, Tuesday, and then put it for a vote right away and sort of say, there's those Republicans in the White House, they didn't want to give you anything. Oh, that plan fell apart because of you. Because of Purple Power. Today, Purple Power achieved 3 achievements. First, the White House came out and said, we're doing the Problem Solvers bill. Here's our counter offer to Ms. Pelosi's offer of Monday, and we're not moving off of the Problem Solvers bill, and we're not going to $2.2 trillion. Exactly what this channel has been urging with Purple Power for over a week. Second, after that statement came out, Pelosi said, oh, you know what, I'm just going to go for a vote. And I'm going to put it up for a vote tomorrow. And congratulations, and I'm not going to negotiate anymore with you. Well, we pushed again, and we pushed again, and the Problem Solvers came out denouncing that statement by Pelosi, basically saying you should not cut off negotiations. No one should cut off negotiations, and we urge you not to put anything to a vote, causing many to wonder if people in her party were also telling her much the same. And late tonight, Nancy Pelosi said, okay, I'll cancel the vote. I'll continue to Friday, and I'll renegotiate a little bit more tomorrow. We're not over, but certainly we've moved the football field more than Javita Carranza moves the goalpost on a given day at SBA. This is Purple Power. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is LALATE in a very unusual and extended congratulatory night of Purple Power. Who would have thought a channel that came out of nowhere suddenly has a movement that's pushing the envelope and making policy pushes like you've never seen against Republicans and Democrats across this country and the White House tonight? We have singularly as a channel made incredible movement across this country that people need stimulus. Government's failing them. Government's not giving them what they're entitled to. Government's trying to give sweetheart deals to itself and trying to act like they don't know it's happening and trying not to tell us. If you've not subscribed to this channel, go to the front of this channel, subscribe. Also like this video. Tonight, Purple Power has really unearthed an entire, I don't know what you would even call it, an entire revelation, I guess you would say. Nancy Pelosi, from May till even today, was trying to basically have people believe that a bill called the HEROES Act was something for children going hungry. It wasn't. The bill wasn't at all what she was portraying it to be, and there was a reason why it wasn't that. It was a salary boost to all her buddies in government that she was never telling you what this money is being spent for, but continually to say it was for children going hungry and families and children. She wasn't telling you. She was trying to give a $955 billion bailout to the state of New York and the state of California so they would have 3 years of grants so they could use the money for whatever they want that has nothing to do with COVID. She was not telling you she was giving billions of dollars for salary raises in the Department of Treasury, in the Department of Justice, in the Department of Parks, of National Parks, in the Department of Copyright and Trademark. She didn't want you to know any of that. What she did want you to know was a false narrative. And we sat back and everything that we were entitled to was being cut. How dare her? She cut our hazard pay. I guess our frontline workers are not important to her. Children going hungry. She cut our dependent checks from $1,200 to $500. I guess, that is children. Children are dependents. I guess children go hungry. Children will go hungry under her bill. Her bill that does, you're not supposed to go hungry. Instead of $1,200, you'll go hungry at $500. And this is the person who categorically, to this day, has never explained to the American people one of the most shocking, unclear, unanswered questions of this pandemic. You know what I'm about to say. You know what my brain's thinking. You know what I'm about to say. 6 times 2. Yeah, you know what I'm about to say. Why did she toss Miss Harris and Mr. Sanders $2,000 checks for every month for 6 months until the pandemic improved or until unemployment goes down? Why did she toss that bill to the side? Why did she not want to give you multiple stimulus checks? Now, I understand Sanders and Harris's bills in the Senate, but why did this woman never want to give you multiple stimulus checks? Why, in the first pandemic, when there was an original version of the CARES Act that called for multiple stimulus checks, she didn't want to give you those stimulus checks? There were multiple. She took it out. Understand, when she negotiates with Mnuchin, she's negotiating in the context of doing a comprehensive deal for both the House and the Senate. So the fact that Harris and Sanders had offered something as a bill to give you multiple checks, she has that in the scope of the negotiations, and she's rejecting it across the board. Don't give Americans multiple checks. Don't give Americans multiple checks. Don't give Americans multiple checks. Give the Department of Copyrights a raise. Yeah, that's important. Give Bambi a raise at the parks. Yeah. Frontline worker. I don't, works really hard chasing the whatever Bambi chases. It doesn't make any sense. What it does make sense is a person who really likes to spend government money like water, but doesn't want to spend money on you, and wants to tell you that she's working for you. In fact, her press release yesterday said her For the People bill. If I had the time, which unfortunately I don't, I would literally go through every dollar in her For the People bill and see how much in that For the People bill was actually for the people. Let me just guess, and here comes opinion, and this is a recording. I have a feeling that the bill that she debuted on Monday, For the People bill, has about 5% for the people, and the rest of the 95% is not for the people. It's for federal government or for the states. Does she think America is stupid? Yes. Does she think she can get her way? Oh, yeah. Has she gotten her way? Oh, no. Her plan in July was to tell people this is how it is, or the highway. My way or the highway. Well, people went to the highway. People said, I'm not going to do your way. Sorry. And she endeavored to hope that something was going to happen, that some sort of, the president will collapse because of the polls, or the president will collapse because of the economy will get worse, or the Senate will collapse because they're worried to lose seats. Tonight, not a single person has moved their position since July. In fact, Mitch McConnell slammed Nancy Pelosi multiple times today, saying, her thought that she wants to go back and negotiate between Wednesday and Thursday night, that's just a false narrative. She's not going to do anything. And when she puts the thing to a vote on Friday, she's, it's not going to pass the Senate. So what are you doing here, honey? It's just not. It's just what game and Bambi Disney story tale are you doing? That's just not going to work. And that's what she's done all along, is create a story tale for legislative action, which no one really likes. I mean, let's remember, we're in a pandemic. I mean, we have to remind ourselves every 10 seconds, this is a bill for the pandemic. This is not just a bill, to build a bridge. This is a bill because we were on lockdown, because we're losing our houses, we're losing our apartments, we can't pay our food. And all you do is play games. All that Nancy Pelosi does is play games. Well, the Purple Power tonight is absolutely categorically aligned. And I could focus on negativity, but I'm not. It was important to give you a context of everything that you have achieved and everything that she has not achieved during the scope of this recording. And I wanted you to understand how she had really pushed a thing and how you singularly have really, really won. Throughout today, I use the term won, winning. And it's true because of you. A lot of groups, a lot of people didn't roll over and simply give in to something that would give you much of nothing. And so tonight the focus as the Purple Power is the following. There's going to be a 24-hour focus, and then there's going to be a focus past the 24 hours. Let me give you the focus past the 24 hours first. That is executive action. There's going to be complete push for this channel for executive action, for get the president to send out stimulus checks by executive order. We can do it. We absolutely can categorically do it. We're going to broaden the scope of our social media campaign, and we're going to make it very clear to send out those stimulus checks. We're also going to do a campaign to make sure that FPUC or LWA, whatever it's called, is extended. And we understand what numbers are, and we understand how we want them. We understand they need to be retroactive and all those things. So we're going to do that push. And that narrative, that push does not end tonight. It does not end this week. It does not end this weekend, because the president can do it at any time, and within about 10 days, you could have the funds electronically. Incredibly great news. Now, the other push beyond the next 24 hours is, the due justice push. Those elected officials that may potentially on Friday vote in favor of Nancy's horrible, inflated, bloated bill and want to get on their nice jets and fly home in the hope that they get reelected, oh no, we're going to keep very well track of who voted in favor of that bill. And we're going to make sure every single viewer of this channel make sure that they're voted out. There are a lot of ways we can do it, and I have not thought through that yet, because that's not the focus, at least today. We can have individuals represent from every respective state, make sure that they get the message out in their state that so-and-so representative voted for a very bad bill, rejected the problem solvers bill, kick that person out of office, whether you're a Republican or Democrat. I haven't figured out how we're going to do that, but that's beyond 24 hours. Now, let's talk about what's in the 24-hour period. There's still the possibility, and here is again opinion, there's still the possibility that a deal can be hatched. I don't know. What is my opinion of the situation? I really don't know. But I can say that there's still a possibility. What is the probability? What is the percentage of the possibility? I don't know. 0 to, 10%, I really don't know. It's not 100%. Anyone that says, oh yeah, I'm so excited, this is going to be a deal on Friday, it's just not true. I mean, it's just categorically not true. Is there a 1% chance? Is there a 2% chance? I just really don't know how slim a chance it is. Mitch McConnell says there's no chance. I'm going to make that very clear to you. He says there's no chance because the Senate's not going to approve anything over 1.5. So Steve will, and if Steve tries to go higher than 1.5, then that's just simply not going to happen. But we're going to push in the next 24 hours the following. We're going to push in favor of the problem solvers. Make it sure that the problem solvers understand we support their position. Put the problem solvers down for a vote. Put it down for a vote in the Senate. Put the problem solvers bill for a vote. Why have they not put their proposal to a bill and put that bill down to a Senate floor vote? We really don't know. It needs to be done. Second, we need to make sure that the Blue Dogs are still on script. The Blue Dogs representatives have actually reached out to the Purple Power family, One View, and said, hey, we support the problem solvers. That was just yesterday. We need to make sure they stay on focus. Finally, the New Democrat Coalition, which is very large, that's about 300 members of the representatives of the House. They need to make sure that they do not support the $2.2 trillion bill. So you need to keep that tweeting and campaign up. It's a lot of people to tweet. I understand it's about 200 plus people. Blue Dogs is only like 25, and Problem Solvers about 30 people. So when you're talking about the New Democrat Coalition, that is a big campaign to push against. But we need to do it. And to the extent that you know how to help that effort to tweet that many people, let's do it. We have done so much, and it's a reason because we all want to help one another. No one was fighting for you. This government wasn't fighting for you. There was no sense of urgency for anyone. There was no sense of urgency about anything. And how about that deadline? I always get how about that deadline? Today Mnuchin says, well, there's that thing with the airlines. Do you talk to the airlines? Yeah, I talk to the airlines all the time. As though he doesn't want them to call. It's like, they're calling again. Does he consider that airline's deadline something that's going to push his movement? No. Does Nancy? No. Do they consider any deadline, these people? No. They let FPUC expire, yes. They let your stimulus checks for multiple months get removed, yes. So they see any sense of urgency? Nah, not really. That wasn't until they got to us. That was until they got a hold of us. As they said in that one wonderful movie where, what was it, De Niro that walked across the street? No, it's Dustin Hoffman says, I'm walking here. We're now walking here. And so they have a sense of why things are different. But if they don't, we can continue to push even more. Go to the Friends channel, subscribe. Best community online. There's a reason why this channel is growing so quickly, and a reason why everyone's helping each other, because we really do push. And I want you to remain focused. I want you to remain positive. I want you to remain inspired and positive. Also like this video, a day in which I'm exhausted, I gotta tell you. It has been up and down and over around, and it's about 9,000 degrees here even tonight. So I really appreciate you for your kindness, your kind remarks. Let's continue to stay as a family, and we'll go through this together. As always, have a great evening. See you tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for Mornings LALATE. Take care.